Let's make some 20th century style baby bloomers. Alright, so I just got back from the Texas Living History Association conference, and we were going to do, I know last year we made 1930s baby clothes that ended up being like toddler sized. I've decided to leave that be for now. The main reason is we only do like one 1940s event a year. And if a kid is just a little too small for that dress, one time a year, I don't think it's worth making a whole new outfit. At least for right now. And we don't know how old the kid's going to be because I'm not pregnant when that one event a year in May rolls around. So, or April, somewhere in there. So, by next year, like if I get pregnant now, it'll be 8 months old by the time April rolls around, and that means they might actually fit into that dress, depending on how large of an 8-month-old they are. So that wouldn't be worth making infant clothes anyway. If I get pregnant later and the kid's 3 months old by the time April rolls around, then it may be worth making another outfit. But we're gonna wait and see on that because I don't think it's gonna be worth my time and material to do that quite yet. So I was kind of figuring out, okay, what we're going to do for the projects now, because I kind of have it set out. We were going to do the slips and the dresses and the sacks. That was my next 3 months of plans. So when I was at the Texas Living History Association conference, well, before the conference, Marna Davis texted and asked, hey, I noticed you've been doing a lot of baby clothes. I have original baby clothes. Would you like to see them? And so she brought me a tote of baby clothes to look at, originals. It was very kind of her. Always love looking at Marna's originals. And she handed them to me and said, here, go take some patterns off of them. And so I have patterns. I have patterns for the diaper cover we're going to do today, for an 1870s baby dress, for an 1880s baby dress, for an 1840s toddler's dress, and an 1850s toddler's dress. So, there were a couple more pieces in the box, but they were like early 20th century, too early for 19-teens and too late for an 1880s, which is the latest I do. So I decided not to go with that. But I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out the pattern that I traced for the diaper cover. And if I'm smart, I'm going to go ahead and add some allowance now. And then I have, actually that's not the right fabric. Yeah, I have the regular cotton. We're just going to use regular cotton, and ooh, I see right there, cool. There's some eyelet that I'm going to just steal maybe 10 inches from. It's for an 1850s and 60s chemise and drawer set. But I think we're going to steal like 10 inches for this project. We're pretty strong on the other side. One thing. Just kind of tracing things out. You don't end up with perfect lines. Why mock-ups are important. I think we're going to make 2. One to wear plus a spare. Sounds right to me. Although I was looking at a 1940s little advertisement about what exactly baby needs, and they suggested 4 items of clothing, which for daily wear is not a lot when you think about it, especially because how many kids, especially when they're infants, how quickly they dirty things up and have accidents and all of that. I just feel like 4 dresses isn't enough, 4 slips isn't enough. But their reasoning behind that was 1 to wear, 1 in the wash, 1 out to dry, and the 1 in the closet that's basically can be put on when the one that's being worn gets dirty. So it makes sense. I didn't have good lighting at all in the hotel room that we were in. And it was night when I was trying to take these patterns, so I do not have good pictures of all the things that I took pattern off of. I just have really, really bad photos. But I'll put up a photo of the garment itself. I'm kind of debating, because this technically goes over a cloth diaper and the diaper cover. So this is like the cover to the diaper cover, which is weird. So there's 3 layers down there. Well, I mean, the cloth diaper's folded many times. So that's a lot of bulk right around there, which is why they're so big. And I'm trying to debate if I'm going for, we don't ever stay the night at 1940s events. So I feel like 1 to wear plus a spare for you know, a couple hours, it's going to be fine, because if nothing else, I can at least hand wash it in the bathroom sink or whatever, and have the other one ready to go if there is an accident of some kind. But I'm trying to help myself out of making 3. That's what I'm getting at. I don't think it's worth making 3. Unless I wanted them for modern wear, which I don't know. Okay, those are cut out. Alright, we're going to use the modern machine. I really thought about pulling out Vibra. Decided that's a little too late, because this is technically like earlier 20th century too. Thought about pulling out the 20s machine, and I would love to, but she's kind of stopped moving her needle right now. We went through the really deep freeze here in Texas, and she was here, and none of my other machines seem to have any issues with it, but I've also been caring for them a lot more, you know, a lot longer. They've been oiled frequently, they get cared. This one I just got, and she was working at Christmas, because that's when I got her. But she won't move her needle up and down right now, and so I think the oil I don't know if the oil got frozen or if she was just so frozen, because we still don't have heat in this house. So yeah, that I would love to use her, but that just wasn't going to happen this time, and I haven't sat down and actually troubleshooted with her right now. That's on my list of things to do. Anyway, so for the bloomers, of course, we leave the waistband untouched. There was a little slit on one side, so we're going to leave that undone. We're just going to sew straight to here, leave the leg open, of course, stitch across the bottom, leave the leg open, stitch a little bit up here, about to the same spot. So it's really not all that much stitching to go on at first. Actually, here, I forgot about this. We're going to do French seams, because I can't be bothered to do filled seams, and French seams are period correct. Typically you would like iron this first, but I'm finger pressing it, it's working. Try to do gathering thread right across the edge on either side. Actually, hang on. Go back to that. We do need to do a little narrow hem on both of these slits. I'm going to finish these side, or this, I'm going to finish this side, do the gathering thread. I already cut the waistband. I cut it larger. I cut it size to be 20 inches around the waist, which is the size of a 12-month-old. My thought process is I can put different buttons and make it smaller for a newborn, and then the one diaper cover can be used for, you know, up to a year. Which is actually what the 1940s manual recommended. I was surprised. I thought that like baby stuffs changed sizes, but it specifically said each one of these garments should be able to last until the baby is a year, but the nightgown should last until age 2. So you're only making that one set of garments for that whole year. Like, this is genius. Unfitted baby clothes for the win. I mean, my goodness, it's a lot less work. Alright, so, I'll baby diaper. And there was a slit on both sides. One side that was just sewn directly to the waistband, and the other side had a button. So that's what we're going to copy. And it's just a little bit bigger than the waistband. Alright, now we're going to sew this right across. Top needs to get folded under. We'll whip that whenever we do buttons and buttonholes. So, got it pinned to do the buttons and buttonholes, or to near the waistband. We are going to go ahead and put the little eyelet lace on the bottom. It's gonna be fun because it's a really small hole. So when I fold this that way and fold, now I'm trying to remember where. Yeah, it was definitely folded away from the. Okay. So I had to think about the original for a second because I don't have it with me. And this was folded, so we're going to do basically kind of like a felled seam. Both these are very thin fabrics, so I'm not going to bother cutting one. There's the inside, the outside of it all. Okay, I got the other side to do. And I think we'll just go sit in the bed and finish all this handwork because it's just whipping that down, buttonholes, and buttons, which I had to find my buttons. I don't know where they are right now. Alright, waistband getting basted on or whipped on. Also taking out the basting threads while I'm at it. Get my needle up in there. Well, after this project, even though we're not redoing the 1930s baby stuff or infant stuff, we got plenty of 20th century baby stuff to do because Marna was kind enough to let me trace out her patterns. This is the only 20th century thing I got pattern of. But another friend of mine, Kimberly, gave me a whole bag of early 20th century baby clothes, which is awesome. And there are some really cute things in there. So it's mostly, you know, older babies, toddlers, some suits, things from the teens, or the 20s really, to the 40s. And so we're going to be making a lot of those. She gave them to me because not a lot of people make 20th century baby clothes patterns. And so she's like, I'm giving these to you, and I need you to make patterns from them. So that is my new goal with the 20th century stuff. And there's some really cute things in there. So it's more like that. And this is the buttonhole on this side, and there's a button on this side is what the original showed. The original also had a button here, here, and here, which tells me that this wasn't around the waist. This was pinned to a shirt. Or not pinned, buttoned to a shirt. Which I'm not going to do right now, mostly because I'm a little concerned about putting it in the right spot. So I think we're going to wait on that to see if that's actually needed or not. But it is something the original showed. Okay. Go ahead and cut my little buttonhole here. One on the edge, and then one or the other two about an inch away from either. Like one's going to be an inch away from that one, and then there's going to be an inch from the other one. So hopefully that made kind of sense. So I'll be able to do like an 18-inch waist, a 19-inch waist, and a 20-inch waist. I'm using little vintage mother pulled buttons for this. Alright, well that is one baby bloomer done. We'll do the other one and we'll take a look at them. Alright, little cute little bloomers. Two of them. So, actually I need a loose thread. There's probably plenty of loose threads out around here that I need to cut off. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, so they're adjustable, which the original wasn't, but I don't want to make more clothes than I have to, so that's the largest size, and I can put it about 2 inches smaller just by changing out that. Cute little bloomers. I did make a mistake on one of them. It's this one. I put the edging wrong side out. And I didn't fix it because it didn't feel like it was worth it to me. So, like, the seams are all in, it's just the edging is, you know, incorrectly put in. But underwear for a baby that may wear it like once before they grow out of it. So I decided it wasn't worth the time taking it out because I didn't notice it until I had even done the felling. Like, I had done all that work. If it had just been the one seam, I probably would have taken it out because it was both seams. I was like, you know what? It's fine the way it is. This is the one I did correctly though, so it's all nice and setting correctly. I sure hope they are, they look decent size. I hope they are big enough to, you know, of course, fit the diapers, the Pilcher diaper cover, which would be knit or crochet. I have several of those. And then this over top. Really hoping that works out, because it just seems like that's a lot of bulk down there, especially for like a little tiny baby. But those are our lovely little 20th century diaper covers. Thanks to Marna for letting me borrow her original so I can take a pattern from it, and I think they turned out super cute. It was a cute, simple little project, and got something done that I didn't even realize that I needed. But it makes sense that I would need. So I'm glad we had the original to look at, and so I'm glad I had the original to look at and figure out that, yeah, that's something else that I need to do, was bloomers. Because that was not on my list of things to make. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today as we made our little 20th century baby bloomers. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell notification so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week. I'll see you back here in the next one.